If we are I will have, I am streaming on YouTube, so you will be able to rewatch this later if need be. If we are Heather, we're good over here. Ross says 12, Chap says 10, Kim says 10. Who else? D says 10. All right. So I see a bunch of 10 plus individuals. I'm gonna remember your name. I'm gonna be hitting you up in the DMs and I'll be like, where's my 10 at? Okay. All right, comment ready if you're ready to get started with class today. Oops, nope, I didn't do this right. Give me 1 second. Let me bring up. There I go. Let me do this. Present mode. Got it. Okay. Can you let me know if you can see my screen? Can you put a 1 in the chat for me, please? If you can see my screen. Okay, let me open up my chat. I got a bunch of screens up. Let me get rid of this. All right, I think we're good. I see the ones in the chat so y'all can see my screen. That is awesome. Okay, let's get into it. So welcome everyone. I am going to be your host. I am Leela_Brown. This is a free masterclass teaching you how to launch, grow, and lock in 4 and 5 figure medical courier contracts. Everything that we're going to go over in class is exactly what I've done. And quite a few of my students have done as well in order to land their first or their next contract. So make sure that you are locked in. I am Leela, the serial entrepreneur, as well as because I do have a couple other businesses that me and my husband have invested in. I have made multiple 6 figures in the medical industry, and I want to share with you all how to do the exact same. So in the chat, tell me where you're tuning in from, what city and what state. What city and what state are you tuning in from? If you didn't know, I am in Southern California. I'm in about Riverside area. It's about an hour and a half from Los Angeles. So we got Utah in the building. We got Houston, Savannah, Georgia, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Dallas. Awesome. Tacoma, San Antonio. All right, so I'm here to tell you all, no matter where you're at, you can get started in this business or this side hustle. It does not matter where you are located at. It does in some rural areas, I have to keep it 100. Some rural areas, you are going to have to go to the next city or the next counties over, but I highly suggest that because I did that when I first started out because I had already known from doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, that the money was in Los Angeles, the money was in Orange County, the money was in San Diego. So if you know those areas, you know that that is where it's more pop-in and whatnot. So just to go over a couple of housekeeping rules. I am the only Leela_Brown. I can be located on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, even Pinterest. So if you get anyone saying, hey, I'm Leela Brown, or some other name that's like Leela Brown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Leela_Brown, underscore, that is not me. So I just want you to keep in mind this because I've been getting an influx of DMs from individuals saying, is this you? And I'm like, no, that's not me. So please block and report these imposters. Next, This isn't a get rich quick scheme of anything of that nature. So if you feel like this is something that you're going to do and you're not going to put in the work, you're not going to put in the time, this is not the class for you. We all are about action. You have to take action. And in some scenarios, you're gonna have to take massive action in order to make sure that you get these contracts because good opportunities do not last. Also, I like to ask everyone, where are they at in their life with this business? Are they interested or are they committed? You know, it takes a lot of consistency and commitment, and not just this, but anything that you do. Me personally, I told myself I was giving myself 30 to 60 days in order to get my first contract. I got my first contract within the first week. Now, did I like the contract? That's a different story. But I was committed. I had about 5 or 6 contracts I landed in the first month. And that is how I was able to make my first $5,000 a month. But you have to be consistent. That's why I'm asking everyone. You have to be consistent and committed and have a strong why. Because it's not a matter of if, but when you may not feel like, you may not feel like doing the work. You may not feel like this is it. But if you have already told yourself this is what you want to do and you are committed, then you will land these contracts. Now, class will be anywhere from 60 to about 90 minutes. You can ask your questions in the chat as well as I'm going through the class. I will be answering them. If I miss anything, please stay to the end because I will have a Q&A session and I will not get off this live until all questions are answered. So make sure you cancel out all distractions and have a pen and paper for the notes and the homework that I will be dropping throughout this class. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now, before I teach the method, I want to share with you all some proof, not just from myself, but from other students who have taken a class that you have taken before, or they've taken a challenge, or they're in my school community. But I want to share with y'all what commitment and consistency look like. We have Maureen here. She landed an $1,800 a week contract. And this is one contract. If you know me, you know that I am all about stacking. I don't believe that you are going to be making your $5,000, $10,000 a month from one contract. Not to say it can't happen, but I want you all to know and be full transparent with you all that it does take some consistency from multiple different contracts or apps at times. Maureen wanted to go about this and using her own vehicle. So there's levels to to this business. Then we have Christina here. Christina said, I didn't want to drive. She does not drive. She went full-fledged into the business side. Within 3 months, she landed over 49 medical supply contracts with the government. That means she was delivering items to the actual government. Then we have Jim here. Jim said, I don't want to quit my full-time job. I just wanted extra money on the side. And that is exactly what he did. He's working anywhere from 500, excuse me, he's making anywhere from 500 to $700 a week. And he's working 3 very part-time days. Who in the room can use an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month on the side in addition to whatever they already are doing? So my goal for you all today is I want to show you how you can turn 2 to 3 medical certifications into your own profitable medical courier lab business and scale it to 100K plus a year. The greatest thing about it, you're not going to have to wait long times to see results. Remember, I told you I seen results within the first 7 days of me starting. You will not need a lot of startup money or any startup money, especially if you already have just the basics, your car, your smartphone, and your full coverage experience, full coverage insurance. And then you don't need a medical degree, even though we're going to be going into the hospitals and this medical industry or whatnot, you do not need a medical degree. And the greatest thing about it is that it takes less than 60 minutes a day. Excuse me, I was applying less than 60 minutes a day. So the strategies and methods that you're about to discover are the exact same strategies that I personally use to grow my medical business to multiple 6 figures within a year. Now, I want to share with you all that there's levels and there's different type of contracts. So we have Derek here. Derek started when how I started, which is on-demand contracts. I wanted to only go after on-demand contracts because On demand allows you to have some freedom. And I'm not saying that, if you say, hey, I want to work at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the daytime, you're going to get a contract because that's just what you want. No, it's more so like you get to bid and negotiate your contract. You can still work, 4 or 5 days throughout the week, but you have a little bit more flexibility on the contract. So this is on demand contracts. With other types of contracts, you can partner with someone. They can split it like 60/40, or you can be hourly. And so Tanya here, she decided to drop her car and she got an actual van. She invested and got a van, brought a van, and she is partnering with a courier company. This is Courier Express. So I just want to share with you, you can either start with your car or if you want to go the van route, but know that you can either do on demand or you're going to be working hourly with someone, just so you can understand what it is that is out there so you can be able to strategize. Me, when I first got into the business, I did not know anything about on demand versus hourly. I just know I wanted a contract and I wanted to work. And then once I started to do a little more research, I seen that there were opportunities that was Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And because I am a serial entrepreneur, that did not work for me because at any time, me and my husband, we have an event studio. At any time, if we have an event here, then I wanted to be able to not get penalized from my medical courier routes, or the medical courier job that I was working, and still be able to run my business. So this is why I want you all to understand, you could be hourly or you could be on demand. There is nothing wrong with either one. It just depends on what it is that you are looking for out of the situation. And if you stick with me to the end of this class today, there will be an opportunity for you to be able to take this to the next level. So, why should you start? Why should you start the medical courier industry? So, I like to always give a little bit of statistics, a little bit of numbers to back up what it is that I'm saying. So, when I first started, this was in 2021, during the middle of the pandemic, and I wanted to start something that I was going to be able to help invest into my current business, which was the event space business. So, you could be doing this and making extra money for bills, making extra money for vacation, or just making extra money to invest in certain investments. And that is what I did. So, in knowing that, I had told myself that because this was during the pandemic, I wanted to make sure that anything and everything that I invest in, it was going to withstand the current pandemic or another pandemic. So I only wanted to invest in things that I know that I wouldn't get caught in situations like some of us did during the pandemic times. So that's when I started researching medical courier. A lot of times, people think that medical courier is just medical specimens and delivering medical supplies. And that is just a half of it. So if you see right here, these are statistics from 2023 to 2033. If you see 5.9 to all the way to 9.2, this is in billion, not million, the billions. And you see that we almost grown in 10 years. So that is a rising and an upscale within this industry. Now, if you see that there is different colors in here, this dark blue all the way to a light green, they stand for things. So the first one is medical supplies. I generally delivered medical supplies and medical specimens. But then under the medical courier umbrella, you also can transport x-rays, transport prescription drugs, blood and organs, and medical notes. I don't care really what I deliver as long as it's not food or people anymore. Because I used to did that and been there, done that. I want to make the most money and I can stack by having more than one different route or opportunity in my vehicle. When I'm doing, let's say, delivering for people, I can't stack people on top. So this is why medical courier was something that I actually like to do, and it was able for me to maximize my earning potential versus, Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash, making this the most beginner friendly way to make an extra bit of cash. Now, mind you, I have done drop shipping, I've done selling on Amazon, affiliate marketing, trading, all that. And I'm not saying it does not work, it does work. It's just medical courier was something that did not require a lot of time to see the results, a lot of effort, investment money. This is why I say medical courier should be a great stepping stone for anyone that wants to make some extra cash or even come out of their situation or invest into their next, business. So you're probably thinking, who the heck is this little brown girl and why should you listen to me? And that's a really good question. So I want to share a quick little story about who I am and what it is that I do. So this is me. I'm 19-year-old me. I came from entrepreneur parents. I was homeschooled all the way up until college. My first college interaction classroom, that was my first classroom. So I was someone who learned in school as well, but we also was taught business as well. So my mom and dad were bakery owners. They owned the books, herbs, and things. They created a school, a jazz lounge. Like when I tell people, I get my drive, my inspiration from my parents. And one of my first businesses when I graduated from high school and I moved out was the business that I had got with my, excuse me, the knowledge I had got from my parents, which was bean pies, cakes, cookies, and one of my first businesses was called Sister Shabazz Pastries. If you're from the LA area, you'll know I used to go to Lamert Park. I used to go to pop-ups, farmers markets, or whatnot in order to sell my desserts. So that was one of my first businesses. All while going into college, I was a nursing major. And then several years later, I dropped out of college and I got married. I started working minimum wage jobs, $12 an hour. It was difficult, but hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbled, especially when I told myself I didn't want to work for anyone. That is why I tell everyone you should understand what it is that you want to do early of some sort and try it out. Try it out. The worst that could happen is you don't like it. And that is what I was doing. I was just trying a bunch of stuff out. 2018 was my life-changing point. It is when my father passed. And this was one of my breaking points because, I had just lost my father. I was broke. I had no free time, no connections, but I had that drive. I had that determination of trying things. I was like, I don't care if I think I might fail. That didn't even come into my mind. I just said I'm gonna try a bunch of stuff. I was invested, and then that next following year, I started investing in trading. I invested in the vending machine business, especially during 2021. That is when I started the vending machine business. I had several different machines in different warehouses. I was mainly in warehouses. That was like my sweet spot, especially during the pandemic when that whole social distancing was going on. And I also tried drop shipping, Amazon FBA, and it all worked for the most part, but it was always something missing, from that equation for it to be able to grow into a multi, millionaire business. And it was either competition, long wait time, or I needed money. So during this time, it was, virality about making money online. I mean, even now to this day, make money online from a product. And although I'm not saying that that was terrible, I just didn't have the time, the patience, or even the money. So I wanted to focus on something that I can make a lot of money in person. I said I was going to leave the internet alone for right now and just focus on in person. So I went to YouTube University and I was writing my second ebook. It was called 30 Ways to the Bag in 30 Days. And I was documenting all the businesses that I had done in the last like 15 years, what worked, what didn't work. And then I needed about a couple of other businesses to add to do the whole 30 days to the bag and 30 ways to the bag in 30 days. And so I went to YouTube University. I joined one of these free classes and I was like, all right, I'm locked in. I'm going to do this. I was like, all I needed was a car, over 18. What else? A smartphone, and then the insurance. I was like, I have all that. I didn't have to spend any money. Now, I was a little skeptical. I was a little skeptical, but I told myself, you're just going to lock in and just do. Don't worry about the results. Just go do. Well, that is what I did. And 3 weeks later, I was making over 5K per month just delivering medical supplies, medical specimens to and from the hospital. As you can see right here, these were the green and blue bags. They were filled with um, actually like actual blood tubes that people are pulling from the arm, the phlebotomist or whatnot. That is all that was included in these blue and green bags. All I did was go to different hospitals, different clinics or whatnot. The greatest thing about it, I didn't need any special skills. I didn't need no secret connections and not even living in a popular area because I had already knew that I was going to be traveling to the next city or the next county because I knew that is where the money was. All I had to do was drive. For me, that was great because I was already doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, what else? Uber, Lyft, Instacart. I was doing all of that. But when the pandemic hit, Uber and Lyft declined. Then Instacart rose. So I was doing Instacart. But then I also was like, all right, I still want to make sure that I make money in other areas because I never like to just depend on one avenue. That's too close to zero. So that is when I added medical courier. Then the next following month, I I was very aggressive. I doubled everything what I did the last month. And when I say doubled, meaning my efforts. If I was applying for, let's say, 10 positions a day, which I wasn't, I was doing more so 20 and or 30 or whatnot a day because I wanted to get to higher, better results because I seen how easy I got to 5K per month. The second month, I was doing over $8,500 a month, and I was able to reinvest in my current business and also upgrade my lifestyle. Because that is when our event space studio started to take off. We started getting bookings, but then I was also able, with the money I was making with the medical courier hustle, I was also able to invest in pipe and draping, TVs, decorations, backdrops, everything that I needed for this business to sustain. Then remember, I told you I told myself I was going to stay uncomfortable. I was going to do things I did not want to do because I had already seen what was on the other side. Success was on the other side. More money was on the other side. So that is when I started getting into government contracting more. I met with Eric Coffey. If you know, he has about 20 plus years in the government contracting industry. I started doing speaking arrangement engagements. I was on the stand store of creators, the circle of greatness, and I even had my first mastermind teaching individuals how they can scale the business to private and government contracts. So this is an overall recap of what it is that I did and how I got there. All it all started with just taking my vehicle and then going into these medical facilities in order to drop off and pick up. Now, mind you, you do need two certifications, but we'll get into that shortly. I see someone just sent me a private message. We'll get into that shortly. All right, so this worked for a ton of everyday people, but I have to put this disclaimer out. I have to put this disclaimer out that it is no guarantee that it's going to work for you. And the reason being is because I don't know your hustle. If you're committed and you do everything that I tell you to do, then you will see results. But I cannot go out here and say it's going to work for everyone if I don't know how you work. But it is the number one money making industry that I do suggest for my friends and family. Excuse me, one more small story. So when I was doing when I started the whole medical courier thing, the first month I was telling my husband about it. Then he was like, "Oh, you make $5,000 a month," and mind you, it wasn't the full month. It was like kind of like two and a half, almost 3 weeks, and I made $5,000. And so at the time, he was working for a Walmart distribution center, working graveyard shift. So when he come home from graveyard, then I will be getting up to go do medical courier. Well, when I make that first $5,000 a month, he was like, are they hiring?" And so I was like, actually, they are because how I got hired for one of the companies I work for, I was a backup. So that means if someone called off, that was like a W-2 worker, someone was on vacation, that is when they will call me to say, hey, I need you to go run this route. Or they needed me to run stats. And those are just like faster pickups that you just go pick up and go deliver. So I asked my dispatcher, I was like, hey, do you need another backup individual? And I was able to bring my husband along. Now, although this is not mandatory, you can make money without having a partner, but I just want you to know that you can go a lot further and farther along with a partner. So I was averaging, remember I was telling you, $5,000 a month by myself. Then the second month when I brought him on, we were doing over $8,500 a month. And that, mind you, that was more so what I was doing under my name because then he would get called for backups as well. Because it would be sometimes so busy that we would have to split. But I'm just here to share with you all. This is something that you can do with your partner, if you have that, and if you want to bring them along to go drive for longer. Because when I first started, like that first month, I was doing about 6 to 8 hours of driving myself, and that's a lot. It's a lot. Mind you, that does not add up my commute time to and from home. And if you know about Los Angeles and Inland Empire traffic, that's 6 to 8 hours of me just driving the route. I still had to do an additional 2 to 3 hours just to get back at times. But when I went with my husband, we would do anywhere from 12 to 14 hours because we would share the drive time. One person was able to drive while the other person was able to find other routes, other apps in order to stack on top of the main route that we had. Because remember, this is how I was able to turn a $300 day, $200 or $300 day to a $500 or $600 day from stacking. Lorraine says, LA traffic is horrible. It really is. And I was just out there yesterday and I was like, why? But anyways, so how does it work? So let's break it down. I'm going to give you a three-step system, a three-step formula that I've perfected, I've used, and I also have given this to other students. Now, I want to make this disclaimer before we go into it. Do not overcomplicate this process. This is not rocket science. This is not brain surgery. It all it is consistency. Put it in the chat. Consistency. That is all it is. It's no luck. It is just consistency because at the end of the day, no one knows that you have a car or a vehicle and you're ready to go after medical courier contracts. No one knows this. So you have to be consistent in your approach and making sure that you're in front of different medical courier companies, different partnering companies. And then even if you have to run ads. That's a little more advanced, but I just need you to understand that it is a consistency. Also, I have to put this out here too. This is considered, in my opinion, a stepping stone. I am not in here teaching you all to do this forever. No, because you're going to get tired of driving. You're going to get tired of working for someone. You're going to get tired of, oh, I only make money if I get up and go drive myself. That is going to get on your nerve because it got to me. Oh, okay, it got to me. So make sure that you are what? Consistent, and more consistent. Now, number one, step one is you need to find a contract. You need to know where to find these contracts. Remember, it is a stepping stone for your vehicle. This is not talking about you building the business side. That is you scaling it. But right, what the rest of this class right now is going to be talking about how to make money with your car. So you need to know sites, different websites that actually have these leads. So I have 5 websites for you. These are my top 5 where I found multiple different contracts. They are Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter, the CLDA.org, Driver Talk or CB Driver, which is C as in cat, B as in boy, driver. And then the 5th one is going to be Google. You're going to use all 5. Everything I'm going to tell you about in this class, I don't want you to just say, I'm going to take one thing and run with it. No, you have to do everything. And in some situations, you got to do a lot of it just in order for you to get 1 or 2 contracts a week. The next thing you need to do is you need to update your resume. You have to understand, although you do not need any experience to do this, I do always suggest my students, and I did it on my resume, to put something that is relevant to what it is that the job opportunity that you're going after. So if it's medical courier, then your current position or your last position on your resume should say medical courier and some of the duties for a medical courier or a courier. Now, how many people in the chat feel like I don't have any experience though? Put me in the chat if you feel like you don't have any experience to put on your resume. If you say, Lorraine says, my resume is ready to go. Okay, sis, that's what I'm talking about. Kim says me. D says, not sure I have a resume even. Ricky says, I got plenty. I love it. All right. So for anyone no experience at all, 18325, 23 years at FedEx, dope. I need to create a resume. I was a driver from 2005 to 2022. All right, you have a lot of experience. Some people in here has plenty of it. So for the people who do not have any experience, we're going to use Chat GPT, good old Chat GPT. And right now we're going to use the free 99 part of it. You can pay $20 a month. I do, but it's more so for the business side for me to be able to write my own proposals or whatnot and to do other deep diving into solicitations. The free version just does not do that, but the paid version does. So it's up to you. But for right now, we can use a resume in order to beef up our. We can use chat to beef up our resume. Let me just move this stuff around. Okay. So what I would do is, and this I'm going to do it live. I like to tell chat and use the things that I currently do or have done, even if I did it for free. So how many people who have taken grandma and grandpa to the hospital? You know, how many people who have bought food for their kids? You know, how many people who bought food for their spouse? You know, how many people who had to take your baby to the doctor? Well, I'm here to tell you, you have medical courier and courier experience right now. Now, whether you got paid for it, that's debatable, but we're going to use that experience and use it with chat. So normally what I just usually do is I'll tell chat, and I just speak very plain. Hey, I am applying for medical courier positions, and hold on, I want to add some of my current experience to my resume. I have great customer service. I deliver food to the community. Your household is a community. I pick up and drop off um individuals to hospitals. And mind you, if you don't even have the text all right, just put what you feel like it describes it the most and press enter and let chat do the work. And then you could just start to revise it after that. What else you can say? You can say I pick up and deliver prescriptions. So for anyone that need a prescription from Rite Aid or CVS, that was you. All right, so I'm gonna press enter. And everyone that says I used to drive non-emergency company, I will put that into chat. Drove meet and service clients for a large law firm. Put that in there as well. So as you can see right here, this is some relevant experience that you can put on your resume. Remember, you're only going to put up to 3 lines, meaning 1, 2, 3. Do not come in here and make that resume so long that no one even looks at it. I like to make 2 to 3 points on each job that I'm placing and saying like this is my experience. So provide exceptional customer service while interacting with patients, caregivers, and healthcare staff. Safely pick up transported individuals to and from hospitals, clinics, and medical what does this say? My face is in the way. Medical facilities, delivering medical prescriptions, supplies, while maintaining confidentiality and accuracy. And if for anyone that feels like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to set up a resume because I see some of your comments in here, then I would just tell chat, hey, build me a blueprint of what it is on how my resume should be set up. Take that and then just add different things like we're doing right now your medical courier, and all your previous experience. Do not make a resume that just has all medical courier. That is not needed. I was able to just use my Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, but I did not go in there and put create a whole new resume with several years of experience. If you have it, use it. If you do not have it, just make sure that your current or your last position has medical courier experience. Latoya, I'm sorry if it's breaking up. Please leave and come back. Leave and come back. Okay, so this is your resume. You need to update your resume. That's the first step. We're still in step one. The next step within step one is that you need to get certified. You need to make sure that you are HIPAA and blood-borne pathogen certified. Now, you can go do this yourself, but there will be some companies that will hold on, let me move this over, that will pay for it. So one of the companies that I work for across town, they paid for my certification for the HIPAA and bloodborne pathogen. What do you mean when I say paid? Well, they right when they had hired me, they were like, "Hey, we have the certification under their company, the HIPAA, the bloodborne pathogen." So I went and under them and actually took the test. They turned around and paid me for my time because I was technically already hired with them. I do understand not all companies do that. But I'm just here to share my experience. Yes, you can go pay $30, $40 to go get this certification, and you can get it all in the same day within a couple of hours. For me, I had my certification within like 2 hours. But you can also wait around and ask different companies if they will pay for that. David says TWIC. Now, TWIC and a TSA is only required for certain contracts. I did not put that on this list. It's because some contracts does not require that. Every contract that I have landed with my vehicle, I never had a TWIC or TSA. These are the only two certifications that I have. Were there opportunities that I applied for that required a TWIC and TSA? Yes. I just chose to skip them. And it was only because it was other things that they wanted, and it was more so because they were swing shift or they were overnight. And at the time, I did not have my husband. I didn't get him with me to the second month. The first month I was driving by myself. So I said I only wanted daytime, early morning is fine, but I was not going to be out in the streets, past 7, 8 o'clock at times, because it gets late, it gets dark later, and even in when the daylight savings go back, it gets dark around 4:35. So I said I did not want to be out in the street. So therefore, I only focused on opportunities that was paid well, that only had these two certifications, and then the timing was right. Now, it does not mean that you do not go after opportunities if they have a TWIC or TSA. That's just what I did not want to focus on. It's still good to have. It's just not a requirement on my end, because not all companies going to require that. They're going to require these two for sure. For sure. Um, Lorraine says, I already paid for my certification. Lorraine is check, 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 have all the boxes checked. That's what's up. The next thing is you need to know what your keywords is going to be. You need to know what your keywords are. So we have medical courier, independent contracting. You can use 1099 as a keyword. You can use driver. You can use car. You can use if you have a van or a pickup. These are keywords that you're going to be putting into your sites that has these medical courier and courier sites. Excuse me, opportunities. So in the chat, drop some cities and states because we're going to do some live searches. Let's do some live searches. Now remember, I told you all, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, CB Driver, CLDA, and Google are going to be your top 5 sites where you're going to find these opportunities. So what we're going to do right now, you're going to do this for every single site. You're not just going to say, hey, I'm only going to look on Indeed and that's it. No, you need to look on Indeed and you need to apply for everything. You apply for everything before you move on to the next keyword. Then you do the next keyword. And then once you've exhausted all of the keywords, then you move on to the next site, which is ZipRecruiter, or the CLDA. The CB driver is not going to have a whole bunch. Indeed and ZipRecruiter will have the most. So let's look in the chat. Let's see some cities and states. Let's see. Let me let this person in. Let's do Hampton, VA. Hampton, Virginia. So the first keyword we're going to use, we're going to put in medical courier. And we're going to press enter. And remember, you're going to apply for everything on page 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. before you go up in here and change the keyword. You have to do it this way. This is how I make sure I apply for everything. You are not going to be able to get a contract if you're just going to apply just kind of sporadic when you want to. You need to be very aggressive. You need to have a plan. So, one tip that I like to always tell individuals is make sure that you open up your mileage to 100 miles. As you can see right here, we have 35 miles. Let's open up this to at least 100 miles. So we go from 75 to over 100 different opportunities. I tell everyone to do this is because you maximize your earning potential. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find the bomb contract that's right outside your back door. Now, some situations, yes, you can. But I want you to understand that this is a driving hustle. So if you're like, I don't want to drive a lot, then this is not for you. Go ahead and leave now. So this is why I tell you all to open the mileage for 100 miles is because a lot of times the better routes pay better in areas further away. I can contest to that. So when I was first applying in Riverside, everything in my backyard was like $15 an hour. And I was like, I can't do nothing with this. It was like $15 an hour and it was like 40 cent, 30, 40 cent plus mileage reimbursement. That's not enough. So, but because I already had did Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all that stuff, I knew LA was going to be it. So this is why I opened up to 100 miles. This is how I was able to do those 300, 400, sometimes $500 from one contract. It's only because of the area. Do I have to deal with stuff like traffic? Yes. This is why I tell everyone this is a stepping stone. You make great money, bomb money, but how long are you going to be able to endure this week after week, month after month, year after year? Make your money, whether it's bills, get you out of a certain situation, and then think about going to the next level. But we'll talk about that later. So we open up the miles to 100. Remember, when you add your resume, you're going to go up here to your account and then you're going to go to your profile and you're going to add your resume here. You're going to add your resume. As you can see, my resume has phlebotomy up here, medical courier, and then look, warehouse. I think it cut off because I have it to where it's only seven, go back about 7 years. But before this, I was in the city, I was in the county as an admin assistant, as an accounting assistant. I'm only sharing this with you is because, as you can see, it didn't stop me from getting a contract. Mobile phlebotomy is something that I just added this year. This year, like yesterday, like last month. So I did not have this on here prior. Prior to this, I had Amazon on here because I worked for Amazon for a couple of years as well. So once you add your resume, then you're able to apply so fast. When you go right here, you click here, you press apply. So for anyone that's like, oh my goodness, it takes too long to apply. No, we're applying on Indeed. We're not applying on these websites, on the company sites that's going to take 30, 45 minutes. Nah, those days is over with. As you can see, this one doesn't even ask many questions. Actually, don't ask no questions. It's just submit. Submit. That's it. The goal is for you to apply every single day, morning and afternoon, because good opportunities do not stick around. I said that is because even with me, when I was looking, one of the best companies I found on Indeed was called Crosstown Courier. And when it came time for me to interview, I was sending a bunch of people as well over here, like, hey, my homegirl, my homeboy was like, hey, apply for this because we were all coming out from doing Uber and it was declining because of the pandemic. And so I was like, make money with your car still with the home medical courier. But they could not find the company to apply like right here. And so when I got on the phone with the dispatcher and the hiring manager, I was like, hey, because I'm always talking. I'm always talking. If anything, I get the opportunities more so because I applied than I run my mouth. But I was in there saying, hey, I could not find the application again. And he was like, oh, once 200 hits, we take it down because we get so many people applying that it's just too much. And they only wanted to hire like 3 or 4 people. Two of them was me and my husband. So what I'm telling you all is that If you are looking every other day or every 3 days, you're going to miss opportunities because they'll take them, they'll post them, get what they want, and then they're out of here. They're gone. So this is why I'm telling you all, show up morning and afternoon. Turn on your notifications. Turn on your notifications. Meaning, once an email come that says, "Hey, a new medical courier position just dropped," you need to go apply. Remember, it takes 2 seconds to apply, so it does not take time out your day. I'm only saying this is because once it's gone, it's a wrap. All right. So we have our tip. We have what else we have? We went over. We also know that we need to be applying for everything on the page before we move forward. The greatest thing about it is that once you apply for something, it'll say applied already. So you're not wasting your time doing, double applications. I don't care if you like, oh, the pay is not right. I don't like the job, duties or whatnot. They may say, hey, well, let me take this back. If this is opportunities that is telling you to go pick up FedEx and packages like that, I skip those. I tell everyone, do not go after those type of things. I don't suggest things that I don't do. You can do them, but I don't believe in filling up your car with a bunch of packages or your truck and then go around in the neighborhood, get in and out the car every couple of minutes. Got to deal with dogs, angry customers. Mm-mm. No, I skip those. That is the only ones I skip. But other than that, if I see something that says right here, delivery driver, durable medical equipment technician. You might not want to do this for whatever reason. You're like, I don't want to be a technician. I just want you to still apply. Only reason I say that is because you never know the pay. Because even if the pay says 18 to $19 an hour, be open to negotiate. That is how I did that. Know that you will never get what you don't ask for. Remember that. I be asking all the time. The worst I can say is no. And that doesn't kill me. That doesn't hurt me. I'm going to ask. So even if it says, if even in your area, you'll be like, oh, 18 is too low. Still apply. Go ahead and apply. And then once you get hired and once you start talking about that contract and then you talk about your pay. That's how I was able to even get with Crosstown. I applied with Crosstown as an hourly rate. It was hourly. When I got on the phone, I was like, hey, I'm really looking for on demand. I want something because I was very transparent. I was like, I still have my main job, which was I was like I'm a business owner and it's on the weekend. I'm looking for something Monday through Friday. And that's when he was like, well, we have on demand positions. I need an hourly worker, but if you want the on demand, cool. That is how I landed one of my first on demand contracts from what? Speaking. All right, so let's get back into it. So when are you gonna start applying? You're gonna start applying when? Today, tonight, maybe tomorrow, but not next week. One reason why I tell you to do that is because a lot of hiring managers is looking at applications Sunday nights and Monday mornings. So, although I want you all to apply every day, I want you to do the bulk of applying on Sundays and Mondays so you are making sure that you're at the top of the list. Remember, there's a bunch of people that's doing the same thing as you. How are you going to set yourself apart from them? How are you going to be different? Which leads me to my next point. When I'm applying, I bug the heck out of these managers. They know who Leela Brown is because I call so often, I email so often. And so when I'm looking for work, let's just say I'm on Indeed and I'm looking for work. I like to keep a tab. Even if I would like, let's say I rely just on this site to be able to see if I applied. So let's just say I applied for DME Express already. Excuse me. In about a week, and I don't hear from them, I'm going to go on dmeexpress.com and I'm going to look for a phone number and I'm going to look for an email. And I'm going to hit them up both ways. I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to send them wait a couple of days and I'm going to send them a phone call. Call them up. That's I do that for two reasons. One reason, I want to make sure that I'm in front and center, let you know I want the contract. For the other reason is because hold on one second. Hold on one second. This person is can't get in. Okay. So where was I at? Where was I at? We were talking about, what was I talking about? We're talking about making sure that you are making sure. I hate when I get distracted. I shouldn't look at my phone. Let's go back to the chat. Maybe you can have. Oh yeah, wait a week. Yeah, so wait a week and you're gonna call them and then you're gonna email them. Also, I like to repeat that in about 2 weeks. Is because if they are a company that is getting contracts and is getting them consistently, that means that they may fire people, they may get new contracts. So I like to make sure that I'm at the top because if any new opportunity come, I want them to be like, "Hey, Leela, we have something for you." I want them to know that I am very hungry and I'm ready to eat. All right, step two. All we just talked about was in step one. Step two now is landing the contract. How are you going to land the contract? There's only one way to land a contract and to land it fast. It is applying some more. Remember, I told you in the beginning of the class, this is very easy. It's just consistent. You just got to be consistent. So you want to apply for 25 to 40 a day. That means when you're on Indeed right here, you should be applying for everything that say 25 a day. Then you're going to come back the next day and do another 25, making sure that you finish the rest of this keyword before you go to the next keyword. And then once you exhaust all of the keywords, then you're going to go to ZipRecruiter and rinse and repeat. Then you're going to go to the CLD driver and apply over there. You want to make sure that you exhaust everything. And how you do that is by making sure that you apply for 25 to 40 a day. I was doing anywhere from 40 to 50. Once I got started, once I was like, all right, I'm gonna just set up for 25 a day. And I seen I was the following week, I was getting contracts. I got two contracts in 1 week after doing 25 per day. I said I wanted more. So I started doing 40 to 50 a day. When you do 40 or 50 a day and you do this every single day, I promise you will get a contract in 1 to 2 weeks. 1 or 2 weeks. I do these classes every Sunday. Last Sunday, some no, 2 Sundays ago, someone did everything I told you in class right now. They came back the next Sunday, the following Sunday, and they were like, "Hey, I got a contract. I got a contract." So I didn't just sit there and do anything special. All you did was stay consistent. It's not hard, but this is the hardest part for people because my DMs stay full that I cannot find opportunity. And one of the first questions I ask them is, how many positions are you applying for today? It's generally close to 1 to 5. That right there, I promise you, you are not going to see results. So you need to apply, and what? Apply some more. How many are you going to be applying every single day? What is your goal? Is your goal is 25 a day? Is your goal 30 a day? Is your goal 40 a day? No answers should be less than 25 if you say that you're committed. Everyone that says that they were committed out of 1 out of 10, they were 10s, they were 12s. It should be 25 on up per day. Remember, this does not take more than 30 minutes, especially if you're doing it once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Because once you've updated your resume, uploaded to these sites, you can literally just apply on your phone real fast. Because all you're doing is applying and you're using your resume that you already created and you already added to that site. All right, that's what I'm talking about. We got the 50s, 50 plus. Yes. Okay. The next thing is that you need to partner. Now, everything we talked about is correct. You do everything that we just talked about. This is also in addition to. You need to be partnering with these companies. This is where Google comes in at. Google, you can use the same keywords that you used earlier for Indeed and ZipRecruiter, but the goal is you want to find partnering companies that may not be on Indeed. There's plenty of companies out there that don't post on Indeed or ZipRecruiter, but if you go to their site and you go apply, you can get hired. So this is why I tell everyone to make sure that you're using Google to find you partnering companies. Here are some partnering companies I want you to screenshot, and I want you to go ahead and add this to the list for you to research tonight or tomorrow for you to be able to start applying. You want to start getting you some partnering companies because they already have contracts. All they're focused on is getting individuals that have the vehicles, the cars, the vans, the box trucks, whatever that they need. And then when you're applying for Crosstown, remember I work for Crosstown. When you're applying for Crosstown, make sure when you're putting Crosstown Courier in the search on Google that you make sure that you know that there's three crosstowns. There's three. And what I've come to the conclusion is I already know that they get government contracts, but they have several websites so for the region, the area. So like I don't remember which one I applied for because I applied on Indeed, but I want you to apply straight on their website to see if they are hiring. But look right here, when I put in Crosstown Courier, the first one is Go Crosstown. This is the first one. This is Go Crosstown. The next one is Crosstown Courier Service. Crosstown Courier Service. This is a different Crosstown. It's still Crosstown, but they're for different regions. This one is just called Crosstown Couriers. All three of these are different. All three is different. Some is for the West Coast, the others is for the East Coast, and then there's some for the Midwest. I suggest just apply for them all. Apply from them all because you never know. Even if you want to take this to a different level, a higher level, you can become a vendor with some of these companies that may not be in your area or in your zone, and that's fine. Your goal is to become a vendor, so now you can turn around and hire people in whatever area that the contract is in. That's more advanced, but I just want you to understand that you can drive yourself or you can take it to the next level, which is becoming a vendor. And so, therefore, they give you the contract, you negotiate the price, and then you find the driver to deliver in that area. All right. So, this right here, everybody get the screenshot. Are there any restrictions on courier contracts, on government contracts? So, Nick, there is, but at the same time, I cannot answer that. And the reason because all contract is going to be different. Every single one of them is going to be different. And then I won't even call them restrictions. I will call them requirements. There is requirements that is on per contract, and then you have to be being able to not just understand it but delegate that to the person that's going to be driving. So let me give you an example. So let's just say it's a government contract or a private contract, it doesn't matter. They're going to require some of the very same things that is going to be required of you just to drive your car, meaning the bloodborne pathogen, the HIPAA. So you don't need that as a business owner, but you have to make sure the individuals that you hire is fulfilling that requirement. Sometimes they'll tell them in the contract they need to have this type of insurance. It's not up for you to get that insurance. You have to make sure that whoever you are hiring has that. So don't look at it as restrictions, just more as like requirements, because all contracts is going to be different. So all you need to find is your first contract right now. Now let's move on to the last step. The last step is stacking. This is how I stack, and stack some more. This is how I turn a $200 day to a $300 or $400 day, a $300 or $400 day to a $500 or $600 day. It is from leveraging apps. So right now, I want you to take a screenshot or write down these different apps. Now, keep in mind, some of these apps are not going to be on your app store. You're going to have to apply online on their website, and then once you get hired, they will give you their own app. Sometimes it's not in the app store. So keep that in mind. I say that apply for everything on your on the actual website first. Don't go to your app store first. Don't do that. The reason why I gave you these apps is because I want you to be able to take what we learned in step 1 and 2 to get medical courier and courier routes, and then we paired them with apps. This is how I'm able to maximize. Now, I do understand that some of these apps will have you on the wait list because I do understand that it is getting more saturated. So I gave you all some other apps that you can look into. So you can look into field inspection agents and add that on top of your medical courier and courier routes. Mind you, all you're doing is taking pictures. You, in some cases, you don't even have to get out your car, but you're taking pictures with your car of housing, buildings, landscaping. It is easy peasy. And you don't even need any type of certifications or whatnot, like for the medical side. And then I also included some job boards like InstaWork and WorkWow. The reason being I suggest this, even if you don't take any opportunities, but immediately, at least you know that this is a source that can have medical contracts. So I have a homegirl and she loves Instawork, not Instacart. If I said Instacart, my apologies. She loves Instawork. Instawork is where she found her medical sanitation job right now. She's doing over 100K per year, and she found it on Instawork. All she does is go into hospitals and she cleans up the beds. She cleans up like the instruments, everything that they need within the hospital and every single different department. She found that on InstaWork. The only reason why I'm sharing this with you all is I want you to think outside of the box, especially if you want these type of contracts. A lot of opportunities are not just on Indeed. Are we saying, "Oh, I'm not going to look on Indeed"? No, we're just going to do everything. So I like to do a bunch of everything just to see what's going to work. Because maybe only four or five things maybe work out of the 10 things that you do. But you do have to do it. Show up. Also, please review your apps. When you are on once you onboarded and you got your app and you're signed in and you're just looking for opportunities, don't accept anything. I want you all to study your app because there's down times, and then there's up times. Although I want to work on my own time, I have to make sure I find the opportunity that does work on my time. And I say that is because apps you can turn on and off and make some money, but some apps are better at a certain time. So like even when I used to do Instacart, not Instawork, Instacart, I used to start around 10, 11 o'clock in the daytime because that is when I wanted to start. Then I started to find out that that's not the best time to start. I had other individuals that was telling me that they do Instacart, but they were starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. Is because some of the biggest batches dropped at 6 o'clock in the morning and they were going to Costco or Sam's Club or anything like that. Once I figured that out, I wasn't starting at 10 o'clock no more. I was starting more at 6 o'clock. By 10, 11 o'clock, I had already made $200 to $300. But that came with me studying my app. So take a couple of days or two and do not accept anything. Because most of the times once you accept something, you can't see what else is there sitting or coming back up. So just look, just be on there and see like, okay, the bigger batches drop at this time. Because like even with Rody has all type of delivery. So it's medical courier and courier. But if you are like, hey, I want to focus on a medical courier, I knew in my area, Rody only dropped medical courier or prescription delivery between 8 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. After 1:30, there was nothing being dropped. It was other courier things that was being dropped, but I just wanted you all to understand that you have to learn your apps. You must learn your apps. So this is how I turn one bag into multiple bags. And this is what I teach everyone that are in my community that you want to stack. D right here, she did not stop at one or two. She's doing over $2,500 a week on 3 contracts. A lot of people was like, "Oh my goodness, I just want one." But you're not going to be able to make that same amount of money versus 3 contracts. Roadie best orders are best buys and they only come in out from 9:15 to 9:40. Where see? One pot knows that his window is not even hours. It's about 30 minutes, actually less than that. But he knows what works. And he knows that Best Buys. He said it's tragic. But for me, I never saw a Best Buy on Roadie. To this day, I've never seen a Best Buy. Again, I'm sorry, she. Um, this is why I say every location is going to be different. Do not listen to anyone that's like, "Oh my goodness, I can't make money off of this app." So you're like, "Okay, I'm not going to add it. I'm not going to apply because someone else said it." Remember, location is very, very, very big. This is why I want you to apply for so much, is because I don't know what your location is, but I do know that the need is there. I do know that it's because they need medical couriers. It does not matter what location, because if you got hospitals, if you got clinics, they need us to be able to transfer and deliver these specimens, these blood specimens. Because remember, what we're essentially doing, yes, we're delivering it to the other hospitals and clinics, but the reason why we're delivering them so that they can test them. 9 times out of 10, when you get your blood drawn, the hospital that you are getting it drawn from, or the clinic, they're not going to test it there. They have somewhere else that does that test. So then medical couriers come in and take it to those different locations, the hospitals and those clinics. So this is why I say it does not matter where you're at, you will get opportunity, but in some situations you will have less, but it still have to be able to do the whole 25 to 50 a day. 25 to 50 a day. Is Miami the only place with a wait list? No, they all over. Illinois has plenty of Best Buy orders on Roadie. Takara says, that's what's up. I know Best Buy probably tip pretty good because it's a lot of electronics there. It's a whole bunch of electronics. Okay, so this is the three-step system, the three-step formula. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Not too much. But I want to know, I hear a lot of people want to make $100,000 a year. What is it that you want to make per month? Put in the chat what you want to make per month. Do you have to buy your own insulated bags? D said. I never had to, but I did used to have something as a backup just in case, but it wasn't never mandatory. So how much money you want to make per month? What is your goal? We got 10K, we got 5K. Daniel says 25 a month, 5 to 10K, 6K per month, 12. M. Hubbard said 20K. For anyone that wants to do over 10K a month, you're gonna have to start the business side at the very least, or even get like a box truck, or what is it? A cargo van. But remember, I was on 8,500 plus a month with a car. Yes, you can make more. You can make I have touched the $10,000 per month with a medical courier. The only reason why I don't talk about the 10 a lot is because I would take the fourth week off all the time. I would generally work hard 3 weeks and I would take the fourth week off. It's because if you know about driving, it's a lot of wear and tear, not on your car, but your body. It is a lot of mental wear and body and physical wear and tear. So when I was like, hey, if I can make my money in 3 weeks and I'm okay, then I would take the fourth week off. But there were times that I would work the fourth week. When I would work the fourth week, then I was for sure guaranteeing the $10,000 a month. Generally speaking, I wasn't doing over 10 from medical courier, drive and delivery only. I'm going to share with you in class and shortly about how you can turn that 8 to 10K a month that I was doing driving, and then turn it into an additional 5 to 8K a month once you add some digital assets. But we'll talk about that shortly. All right, so I see what everyone wants to make. What is it? All right, Titus says 10K starting. Now I made this little graph, whatnot, and I wanted to share with people how much is it per month in order to get to their goals per day. So I'm always trying to figure out, reverse engineering everything. I'm never going to say, oh, I want to make this amount of money if I don't do the math to see what it takes to make it per day. Because honestly, a lot of people want to get to, let's say, 10,000 a month, but they don't know what is that on a daily basis. And so this is off of a 5-day work week. This is not even a 7-day. This is 5-day. Whether it's Monday through Friday, Wednesday through Sunday, it does not matter. 5 days, and these are the results. So if you work 5 days a week, and the individuals that wanted to make 5K per month, that's 1,250 a week, and that's 250 a day. A lot of people don't understand. I seen a 2,500 a month. That is 125 a day if you do that 5 days a week for four times a month. That is bomb. 125 to be able to make an extra 2500. So for anyone that wants to do the $100,000 a year, this is $8,500 per month, 2,125 a week, and 425 a day. Now, mind you, even though I was making what is it, $8,500 a month, I was clearing over 100K because I was doing $500 to $600 per day at times. I was on $500 to $600 a day. So I was able to clear the 100,000. And then for anyone that wants to do 10,000 per month, that's going to come down to 2,500 a week and 500 a day. Once you know what your daily route needs to be, your daily pay, then you can strategize. You can sit there and say, I need one medical courier company or courier company, and I need 1 to 2 apps. From that, combine both of them, I can get to my goals. For me, in order to make this amount, I had 1 to 2 medical courier main routes. Not even all the time, but it was 1 to 2 medical courier and courier main routes. Then I had 2 to 3 apps that I will use. I use the apps in order to fill in my dead time. So a lot of times when you're doing medical courier, you have to wait for someone. It's almost like a relay system. You have to wait for someone, and then once they arrive, then you would take the package that they have because you're going to another location and they need that bag or whatnot. And so during that time, once I learned my schedule, because you need to learn your apps and you also need to learn your medical courier routes because a lot of times you're not working all day. You're working at certain times in the day. You might be waiting for the afternoon to come, and at this dead time, that's when I turned on apps. I used to cherry pick only the best apps and the opportunities from the different apps that I had. Once I got what I wanted that was going in the same direction as my main medical courier route, that's when I turn off the other apps. I do not keep the apps on. I turn them on, get what I want, and I turn the other two off because it will drive you crazy with all of the ding and the notifications. So now that you know what it is that you want to make per month, do the math and see what that is per day. Now you can focus on which medical courier contracts that you want to focus on. You know, right here. Some might say $100 to $150 is not a lot. But if you only want to make $2,500 a day, then this right here would be perfect. And then don't even think that, oh, just because you are going for this opportunity, you have to work 8 hours a day. Nope. I done been offered this type of pay and only have to work 4 hours. Only work 4 hours. So don't believe that it's all day long. Just apply. Just apply. Let me see some question. That's what I want. I'm 4 people right now. I pay 1,900 a week as a subcontractor with Sonora Quest. Okay, that's what's up. You can hit 3,000 easily. Yes, I want to get off the road. Want to start with the business side. I've been delivering for 10 years. Me done. I overstand. I was driving Uber, Lyft, and doing all that since 2017. 2017. That's why I tell the people it's a stepping stone. I don't care if you do like driving. Eventually you're gonna get tired. When I get a 1099, is that when I can start? I have my BP bloodborne and HIPAA OSHA certification. So Keisha, it could be a 1099. It could be an hourly or it could be an on demand. It just depends on the opportunity. But for the most part, yes, if you already have your bloodborne and HIPAA, you just need to get applied and get hired, and then they're gonna ask for that proof. And then bam. If I continue to do Uber, that's 350 a day, 8 hours, so I already make that 10,000 a month. Then if I get a five box trucks lease and then to put people in them, that's an extra 10K extra trucks plus medical courier. That is so true, Takara. The only thing I'm gonna say this, I don't want to discourage you, but I just want you to put it out there. I mean, or know this, because that was one of my goals in the beginning was to get trucks and then get contracts and put people in it. Then I said, nah, I'm not doing that no more. The reason being is because I will have to get the insurance, I would have the liability, I will have to get the vehicle, and that was just too much. Even though you're making 10K a month from that, you haven't talked about expenses. So this is why I like to focus on the contract. It does not matter what state it is. I'm going to find drivers in that area that the contract is need to be fulfilled for. So if you take that same mindset to car, you're like, hey, you can still, have your contracts and focus on that, but don't get the trucks. Do not get the trucks. Let people who already have the trucks, who already has the vans, who already have the car, and just say, hey, I'm hiring you for on demand, or 1099, or anything like that, is because now you can pass down some of those expenses. You don't have to hold those. You don't have to sit there and worry about that commercials. No joke, on 5 trucks. Woo, child, it could be anywhere from $800 to $1,200 per month per truck. So I'm not trying to discourage you. I just want to make sure that you are given everything that you need in order to make the decision that you want, that is best for you. I do not think that, it's a terrible idea. I just want you to understand what other expenses is going to come with that. And then if you're like, hey, I can handle that, I'm good with that, then go for it. I just like to be totally transparent and honest. What jobs are 1099D says? You're just gonna have to apply. It's because I don't have a list that says, oh, only 1099. No, they are all within here. Like, for example, this could be a 1099, but you wouldn't know until you apply. This is why I say apply for every single thing. And then once they call you, once they offer you the position, once you get on the phone, then you can start asking questions. But a lot of times they don't put that. Like, a lot of times I don't see a lot of contracts that says on demand, but they're there if you ask for it. If you don't, mm-mm. I'm still full-time as a nurse, so I'm going to attempt to really learn to be a prime contractor and subcontractor. Yes, Crystal, I do suggest, if you are, people who are nurses already have a career that's sustainable, that do not go drive, focus on becoming prime contractors, or even if you're a subcontractor and you sub it out again. Okay, so let's keep it going. I know we've been in the class for almost 90 minutes. So sorry. But we're almost done. I'm about to wrap up. All right, so then we have another option. The other option is basically what we are just talking about. It's private and government contracts. I don't think a lot of people understand what type of money that is, what type of money that is. This is not $300 to $500 a day type of money. So remember Crosstown I told you I work for? Crosstown gets government contracts. You may not know this, but there are so many companies out here that get government contracts, but you be like, hey, but they sell A, B, C, and D. Like, for example, if you didn't know, Facebook gets government contracts, Amazon gets government contracts, Microsoft gets government contracts. Like, they get so much contracts. And mind you, it does not stop whatever they're already doing with other business to businesses or other business to customers or whatnot, but it also means B to G, business to government. I believe that when you go after government and private contracts, it doesn't stop anything else that you're already doing. It just adds to it. I do not promote that you should only, have a government only contracting business. And I'm not saying that you can't do that. I just like to be very realistic and saying, hey, add 1 to 3 government or private contracts per quarter. That can literally give you an extra $100,000 per quarter. And I'm going to share with you why I said that. So this is a free site. It's called the fpds.org. I'm going to put it right here, fpds.gov. This is the site that I am referencing right now. You can go search and look on this at, for your on your own. So as you can see right here, we have today is February 15th, so it's over a month ago. We have January 12th. We have the company name Crosstown Courier. We know that the next code 492110 is Courier and Express because it says it right here. But then we also see that January 12th they won a $100,000 contract. It doesn't stop here. 2 weeks prior to that, December 17th, they won a $729,000 contract. That is $750,000 on one contract. It doesn't stop here. Crosstown, December 5th, $240,000 contract. December 1st, $203,000 contract. This is why I say adding 1 to 2, maybe even 3 per quarter can really change your financial trajectory of your business. Like, you can literally take this and go to the next level. You can start in your car, which is fine. But if you really want to get out of your car, Focus on building a business that you can pass down and build generational wealth with, and then also create jobs within that. I can't even say your community. It's wherever you get the contract from. It's because you don't have to just focus in your area. Let's say that you wanted to focus, heck, in my area in California, then you can build a business that you are giving jobs, because remember, you are the prime. In every situation, this company right here, Crosstown, is the prime. They cannot fulfill this contract by themselves. They need subcontractors. So only thing you will be doing is, instead of you driving, you're now the prime, but you still have to get subcontractors, other individuals to drive these routes. This is why I say you are creating jobs within one said community. So let me show you how to look within FPDS. This is a government site that gives you statistics, that gives you numbers, that gives you contracts, but it's only on a federal level. If you're trying to look to see who's won for what product on a city, on a state, on a county level, you're not going to find it. This is only federal. And when I say federal, I'm mainly talking about sam.gov as well as DIBS. DIBS and SAM are one of the two federal sites where you can get government contracts. There's more. There's Fed Connect, there's Unison Marketplace, there's GPO.gov, but right now I'm only focusing on DIBS and SAM.gov. So right now, once you put in the site, if I go in and put Crosstown Courier, I'm going to press enter. And then I'm going to go right here to the right hand side and hit date sign. And what this does is it tells me, it brings everything from today's date, who've won. And right now we're talking about Crosstown on back. So as you can see, Crosstown just won a contract. It was small, February 13th, for 340,000. If it's negative, that means that they lost the contract or it got canceled. Look at this, February 6th. This is like a little over a week ago. $244,000 contract. What else? What else? What else? This one right here, February 2nd, $413,000 contract. This is small, $684. This right here, January 27, 107,000. Mind you, what I was doing it was from December until like early January. That is bomb. So within I want to say 30 days, maybe 60 days, Crosstown won over $1.3 million in contracts. That's where the money is. That's what I like to tell people. That is where the moolah is. So a lot of people, it's like, okay, well, how am I going to be able to get these type of contracts? Like this one right here. This is medical supplies. Almost 100,000, almost 10,000. And it does not stop here. Remember, once you learn this skill, once you learn how to bid and write your proposals and actually get government or private contracts, you literally can rinse and repeat in other different areas. So let's just say you're focusing on medical supplies. The same way that you find, bid, and deliver on a medical supply contract is the exact same way to do, let's just say, office supplies. Let's just say school supplies. And remember, the government cannot go into these stores and saying, hey, I need this fulfilled. They have to go through you and I, small businesses, as well as the larger businesses. But right now I'm focusing on the small business owners like you and I. So how do you get started? Well, in order for you to get started, you have to get your business contract ready. You have to. You can look at contracts, you can view them, but you cannot bid on them. So, how do you do that? Well, I have a checklist for you all. I'm going to drop it shortly. And in this checklist, I'm going to give you the steps that you need in order to get your business contract ready. Once you get your business contract ready, then that is when you go ahead and sign up for sam.gov and DIBS. Johnny, I got you. It's DIBS, not bids. DIBBS. I'm going to share the site shortly. So I tell everyone all you need is one or two extra private or government contracts to make an additional 100K a year on top of what you already are going to be doing. So isn't this obvious? The path to freedom. So let's recap. You now know the three-step system on how to turn medical certifications into a medical career side business or a full-time business. You now know the medical industry that is paying people, nurses, salary. You now know how to start a beginner mobile lab delivery business and go after direct private and government contracts. So the question is, was this class worth your time? What is it worth your time? You've gotten the blueprint, you've gotten the roadmap, but are you going to walk it alone? Is this going to be your next 100K year? Is this going to be your next 100K year? Are you willing to give yourself 30 to 60 days? Remember earlier I was like, are you committed? Well, this is part of it. Are you going to just say, I'm going to do this for the first week? Or are you going to actually be consistent and do this every single day and show up even when you don't see results? That'd be the hard part. That's why you got to have faith. So give me a yes in the chat if you now feel like you have a clear strategy. In the beginning of the class, you might have felt like, I don't know about this. I don't know how we're going to get to these contracts, to this $300 a day, $500 a day, 10K months, 5K months. Let me know in the chat if you now have a clear strategy and you now know what must be done. Give me a yes in the chat if I delivered on my promise and gave you the three-step formula so you now can copy and paste the exact same blueprint that got me into my first 5K month and then consistent 8,000 plus per month every single month. Mind you, we're not talking about government contracts. We're talking about money in our vehicle. Excuse me. Give me a yes in the chat if I have your permission to share with you what I was talking about a little bit more in detail about getting private and government contracts. Ricky said yes. Melanie says yes. Kim says yes. David says yep. All right, for sure. So tomorrow it starts my 5-day medical money challenge. Inside the challenge, you're going to be getting 5 days with me breaking down the medical courier business. And I'm talking about not what we talked about in class necessarily today. This is more so the business side. So I'm going to show you how in 5 days, how to start and scale a medical courier and a medical supply business and go after private and government contracts. Each day will break down that what I just said. So day one is about mindset, getting your business contract ready, and how to find these courier partners for your business. Day two, we're going to be going over how to create your own courier website, your LinkedIn page, your capability statement. If you don't know what a capability statement, that is the resume but for private and government contracts. You're not going to be giving your resume to a private and government contracting officer. You're going to be giving them a capability statement. I'm going to show you how to create all of this yourself. You do not have to pay anyone to create your courier website or your capability statement, because we're going to do it all ourselves. Day three, we're going to focus on getting and finding medical courier and supply contracts with the federal and local government. We're focusing on how to create and write your own winning proposals using AI. Now, a lot of companies like our Facebook, like our Amazon that's getting these type of government and private contracts, they have proposal writers. In the very beginning, when I first started, I shied away from any contracts like this because I had to write proposals and I didn't know how to write them. They weren't good enough. They weren't winning proposals. Well, AI came around. I started messing with AI and I made my own chat GPT prompt. I'm going to share with you how to not just read a solicitation using AI, but how to create your own winning proposals as well. I even give you a template, and then how to negotiate pricing, and also how to find contract subcontractors. Day four, we're focused 100% on DIBs. That is the medical supply contracts. With the medical supply contracts, in my opinion, and some people will agree, it is a little bit more easier to get a contract over medical courier or service base is because you don't have to write proposals. With DIBS, all you have to do is use the exact same bidding platform and software that they have in order to bid. It makes it less intimidating. It makes it easier. But I'm sharing with you in here on day four is how to find the medical supply contracts, how to find manufacturer suppliers, distributors, how to get the quotes, how to negotiate your price downloads. Because remember, this is a business. We want wholesale pricing so we can sell to our client, which is the government. We can't be getting retail prices, what we see on, regular websites. No, we need wholesale. So that is day 4. And then day 5, I teach you how to take everything that you learn within day 1 through 5 and then turn this into a digital medical business. So if you did not know, you probably don't know because I didn't tell you. So in the class, I told you how I was doing 5K per month. Then I was doing $8,500 a month doing medical courier. And that is very, very, very true. But that is that lane. I also turned around and said, I started promoting. Well, I didn't even promoting. I was just documenting. Because at one point in my life, I would start and stop stuff. I would start and stop stuff. So to make sure I stay committed, I would just document my whole process. I would just be posting, hey, I went to go apply for this contract. I went to go speak to this company. And it was just for me. It wasn't for you all. Sorry. It was for me to make sure I stay committed. Well, people started to see my journey and they were like, well, do you have an ebook? And I was like, no, but I can make one. And that is what I did. Once I started to get my results, I put it inside an ebook. I want you all to do the exact same. I want to make sure I'm very transparent. This is how I was able to scale my medical courier business to over $1.2 million in less than 3 years. Some will say that's not a lot, but I think that is a lot because I accomplished it by myself for the most part. I had a couple of partnerships that didn't go so well, but anyways, we won't talk about that. But nonetheless, I was able to turn, instead of me making $8,500 a month just from medical courier, I was making an additional 5K, sometimes 8K a month from the digital side. Well, what does that mean for you all? How does that help you all? Well, I am giving you all an editable medical courier ebook for you to sell on your own. If you do everything that we talked about, day 1 through 4, then you technically is doing, excuse me, not even day 1 through 4, just day 1. You're technically doing everything that is within that medical courier book that you would be selling. Because I only promote you selling things that you are currently doing. We're not out here saying, hey, I think you can do this. No, this is what you have done. So if you're doing it, then you can take the medical courier ebook and then you just change up the branding colors. You put your name by let's say Kim Wells, and then boom, start selling it yourself in addition to you going on routes. This is how I was able to make money no matter if I was driving full time or part time, but I also was doing digital income because I was sharing what was working for me, and I was sharing it with you all. Now I focus more on just getting the contract. I said I was tired of driving. I do not sell the ebook that I am giving you all if you join the challenge and get a platinum ticket, but I want to be able to, for you to be able to take it and make some income as well. So getting back into the 5-day challenge. Inside the 5-day challenge, you also get the homework workbook. You get an updated lead list with over 2,000 medical courier and partnering companies. So you can be able to combine everything we talked about in class today, but then you also have a list. You have a lead list so you can go ahead and start applying with these different companies. You also get 3 days inside the challenge. You also get 3 additional days. And I won't say additional, it's just continuation of the general admission class. You'll be able to ask me questions. So when we get into writing proposals and bidding, you're going to have questions, and those extra 3 days will be helpful so you can be able to start submitting. I said over here, you need to apply even if it's in your car, but in a business side, if you're not bidding, you're not winning. So you need to be bidding. We also have a private Telegram group, and I have some platinum bonuses. So one of the bonuses inside when you grab a ticket, you get access to my Lab Academy 2.0. Inside my Lab Academy, some of you all might be inside of the Lab Academy 2.0. This is it right here. You get access to it for free, and this is a lifetime. You get a community where you can ask your questions even after the challenge. You get classroom actual courses. So in the 5-day challenge, we're going to talk about, branding, business foundation. I'm going to share with you how to get started with the medical supply, government contracting. But there's other things that's within this lab of community academy that is very beneficial. One being virtual assistant. I'm going to share with you all how to make sure that you get your VA. If you didn't know, I use a VA from the Philippines. I use Online Jobs PH, and I pay her $7 an hour, and she helps me bid and find opportunities that are on these government sites. She'll be in my challenge because I make sure that my VAs take my challenge to learn, so then that they can turn around and go do for me. They don't actually bid, but they do almost everything right up into bidding. Kim says I had one for 7 years. They're the bomb. My life is so much easier with a VA. Also, within the community, you can get credit. You can get personal credit tips and funding because once it comes time for you, let's just say you want to get a van, you want to get a box truck, or you need inventory for your medical supply contracts with the government. Well, what if you don't have the money? Then I'm showing you how you can increase your own personal credit score and also get business funding so you're not using your own money in order to fulfill these contracts. What's the information to get a VA? I sum it up right now. You go on an online jobs PH, you put up a application, you start accepting individuals, and you hire them once you go through the interview process. I have a very strenuous interview process. It's not too bad, but you get access to this community, and then also we have biweekly coaching calls or Q&A calls. So I have individuals in here that need help with contracts. If you need help with a contract, then you need to give them to me so we can unpack it inside of these Q&A calls. Mind you, this is after the challenge. The reason why I did this is because I've done challenges before, and they're usually 5 days. I give a lot of information for you to be able to go out there and do. And then after that, I usually say, all right, cool, we're done. But a lot of people's like, well, I need more. I need a little bit of at least once or twice a month of whether it's community, whether it's mentorship. So this is why I added the Lab Academy. So once you take the challenge, then you can get continuous assistance and help. So that is the bi-weekly coaching calls. The platinum, you get the done for you Courier ebook. And then the greatest part about it is that when you grab a platinum ticket, you get lifetime replays to the challenge. If you've taken my challenge before, there is a lot of information. We go anywhere from 2 to 3 hours per day. That is a lot of information. I do not repeat each day. Every day is something different. So the class in itself is over $2,500 in value plus more. Classes will be 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. It starts tomorrow and it goes until Friday. So the platinum ticket is $297 and it comes with everything that we discussed and all of the perks. Now, some people may feel like that is too much of an investment and they can't commit to that, and that is fine. I do have two other tickets. I have a general admission for 37 and then one for 97. The one for 37, it just includes the 5 sessions, 5 days for you to come in Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. for about an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. It does not come with the replay. It does not come with the homework or anything like that. If you're like, hey, I'm actually open to investing into the 97. The 97 has everything but with the 37. It just has also the homework. You'll be able to get the 3 additional days to be able to talk to the community as well as me, so you can be able to help unlock any questions that you may need. The lead list, and I said the homework as well. But the 297 gives you access to everything that we talked about, as well as the Lab Academy 2.0, the Courier ebook, and the lifetime access to the community. So if anyone wants to join, again, we start tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to put the links available below. Available below. And then I also have it to where once you commit, let's just say you want to commit to the platinum ticket, the 297, you have an option to use Affirm, Afterpay, Klarna, so you can pay later, but you will be able to get the information now The goal is for you all is for you to take advantage on the information and take action. So by the time the 30 days come, you have already made back your investment because you have different avenues in order for that to come back, whether it is getting contracts with your car, whether it is selling your ebook. And so you can be able to get all of your investment back and some, as well as you can be able to take this business and go to the next level, even if you want to go after other government contracts. So I put that in the chat. Kim says, can I DM you after the call so I can ask you a question that I don't want to ask online now? Yes, Kim. Anyone that wants to ask me a question that don't want to ask right now, because I'm going to open up the Q&A section. Um, I want you to email me. Please don't DM me on Instagram because you're going to get my bot and you're not going to be talking to me. So email me, info at Lab Group Inc. I just put that in the chat right now. So as of right now, I'll get time for everybody to lock in their spot, but let's take some questions. This is time for question and answer time. I sent a bunch of questions that I could not answer. But let's do it right now. How often are the challenges? I usually do them about 3 or 4 times a year. The next one will probably be around my birthday in July. Okay, let me go back up because I missed a bunch that was up there. One pot said, how do I go about finding contracts and complete all the steps to do so? Sam.gov denied my application last year. Don't know what happened. Well, I can tell you right now. Well, let me go over this one pot. It's because most likely they denied it. It's because you probably used a virtual address or a PO box. Answer me that, please. Um, so let me go in my classroom. I want to give you the Get Government or Contract Ready checklist because this is a checklist that contract ready checklist. So I like to include this checklist so you can start working on, even if you're getting contracts with your car, you can start working on this now. So in the next week or two, your business will be contract ready. So then you can start to apply for SAM. So I usually have everyone go through this checklist because at the bottom of it is that is where you register for SAM. If you do everything on this checklist, you should not get denied. If you were to get denied, then you should be emailing them saying what is wrong with the application so you can fix it. They're going to tell you what is wrong. They're not going to just be like, figure it out. And this is why I have you all doing these things because it helps you to make sure that um, you get approved. So step one is choosing your name and your domain name. I don't care if you say I already have my LLC and EIN, look over the checklist to make sure you have everything. The reason being is because if you are off by one thing, then it's going to send you like take an initial 2 to 4 weeks for you to amend everything. So what am I saying? I mean, in like when I first applied, I'm only saying this from experience. When I first applied with Sam, and registered, I had my address spelled out street on some pieces of form of like let's say like LLC was street spelled out, and then on my EIN number or my information it had ST dot abbreviated. So when it came time for me to register on sam.gov, they denied me because all sam.gov is doing is verifying the information that you put in their site is the same with the LLC, your state, your what else? Your EIN, your business bank account. What else? They don't do Dun and Bradstreet numbers no more, but I still suggest that you get that. But they're just verifying. So if everything is not congruent, they're going to deny you. This is why I asked that about um about your website, your site, not your website, your physical address. So let's go back into it. So choose your name by your domain name. I like for you all to do that at the beginning because that is your www dot name. So like, let's just say your name is LB Courier Service. You want to go in here first and foremost. You don't make a logo, you don't make flyers, you don't make business cards until you buy your domain name. Why? It's because a lot of times your domain name may not be available. and you're not to use .net, .org, .live, .studio, only .com. As you can see, lbcourierservice.com is available for $14. I would have bought that. I would bought that if I wanted that name. But you all need to buy that right now. Why? It's because you don't want to be creating your whole business and then your domain name belongs to someone else and now you're giving free advertisement to that company. No. You want us to do this at in the beginning. I didn't do it in the beginning when I first started, and I had to repeat and redo everything because I had so much documentation that I was already creating that I just wanted to I had to start all over. So do your choose your name and buy your domain. Then you're going to register your entity with your state, excuse me, your city. And that is either an LLC or an S Corp. I have both. I have businesses that are LLCs and S Corp. I only do S Corps now just for financial purposes with the taxes and whatnot. But you can choose what you want. Three is getting your EIN number. You also want to get your Duns and Bradstreet number. Do not pay the $300 extra to get it expedited. It is free 99. Although you do not need it for Sam, I still suggest it because you're going to be getting going after business credit or funding at some point. You're going to need this in order to do that. Then you're going to look up your NACS code. You go to this link right here and then put in your NACS. You put in the name, medical courier, and then boom, there go your NACS. There go your NACS. The next thing is your business physical address, what we just talked about. No virtual, no PO box. No virtual, no PO box. I don't care if the company says it's a physical address and it's not. You only know if it's a physical address is if you get a leasing agreement. So if the company that you use and they don't give you a leasing agreement, move on, skip it. You're wasting your time. There's no Opus, even Regis. Some very rarely they'll accept Regis because I know certain Regis offices will give you a leasing agreement, but I wouldn't even trust that. It's because they had not all of them give that to you. The only two ways that qualify as a physical address is your home address, and I know you probably don't want to use that, or an actual brick and mortar or something on a boulevard, a suite that's yours, a small office that's yours that you receive mail and only you receive mail. Not a company that says, "Oh, it is a physical address," but we got several businesses in here that we collect their information and hold. No, I'm telling you right now, they're going to deny you. Kim says, I'm fighting with Regis right now about my deposit. I honestly can't stand Regis. It's because after I canceled, because I didn't get Regis for government contracting, because remember, I have a bunch of other LLCs and S Corps. I have two that are already government registered, but then I also have some other ones that I created that aren't government registered. But I did not care if they were PO boxes or virtual address, more so virtual. So I had created this new company and I wanted a virtual address to that because I had went to New Hampshire because I was trying to hide some stuff. But anyways, I went ahead and I got Regis and canceled them. Why was they still billing me? Why would month after month, month after month? I had to go through my bank. I honestly do not like Regis. That's just my opinion. I don't like them. I feel like they're low key crooks. So keep fighting, Kim. Keep fighting. Okay, so you're going to do next is get your business phone number and your business email address. For your business phone number, you're going to use a third party like Vonage, phone.com. There's other companies out there. You're going to use your main phone and then you're going to use a third party service like this and then you can sync it with your phone to where you don't have to get another second line. I mean, I have gotten a second line, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Then you're going to get a business email address. I do not want none of y'all operating on a Gmail account, meaning it is Nicole at gmail.com. Nicole123 at gmail.com. You need your business name, meaning like info at your business name. This is why you do number one, which is buying your domain. That is part of your email. That's like the root of your email. So let's just say your domain is LB Courier Service. Then your email is going to be info at LB Courier Service, admin at LB Courier Service, something like that. But you do not want to be like such and such at gmail.com. No, 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 no. Look professional. Congratulations. I see somebody got into the community. Congratulations, Damon, and two other people. Do not get off because I want to give you access into the school community before you go. So congratulations, Damon, and then I have another person that I can't see the name of. It's two congratulations. I will get to that shortly. I just want to get through this checklist. The next thing you need to do is you're going to be recording what it is your financial annual revenue is, the number of employees. Remember, this is no right or wrong answer. You're just taking all of this information and answering it. Why? Because when it comes time for you to register for your SAM, register for DIBS, or register for your state, all this information is going to be asked of you. So I suggest that you all make a working document today, meaning you all have Gmail, you all have a drive. So you need to go ahead and create a new document. Where we at? You go right here to your drive, and then you create a new folder and call it whatever your business name is, and then you create a document. In that document, you're going to be taking note of everything that you just did and everything else that you're going to be doing. You're going to write down your name. Once you buy your domain, you're going to write that down. You're going to write down any information with your entity. As far as, I messed up. You're going to write down anything like a number. You're going to get an LLC number, like a statement of information, I believe it's called, because I just filled mine out. And then you're going to record your EIN number, your DUNS number, your NAICS code, your physical address, and you want to create that working document and add the physical address the way you're going to put it on each and every form. The reason why I want you to do that now is because remember I told you I got denied just off of street on one and then street abbreviated on the other one. So I suggest that you create and write it on the working document, and then when it comes time for you to fill out certain parts, certain important information, just copy and paste it. Trust me. If you mess up and you give the wrong information, it's going to take 2 to 4 weeks to amend. And we don't want you to be wasting time. That means you have to wait to IRS or your LLC or whatnot, fix everything, and then you have to go back and re-register with SAM. I did all of that. So this is what I'm telling you. Don't waste your time. The next thing, I think the last thing we didn't talk about is getting your business bank account. You need to get a business bank account. You have to have that when you're registering for SAM because that's how you're going to get paid. So get you a business bank account. I went through Navy Federal, um, or whatnot, and you can go through other different companies. Now, keep in mind, once you do 1 through 9, depending on what you want to do, you might have to skip number 10, because it just depends on what is your goals. But for everyone, they need to do at least 1 through 9. Once they get through 1 through 9, then you should be doing to number 11, which is registering your business with sam.gov. If you are having problems, I have a video inside the Lab Academy for you to be able to watch. And get your business contract ready. Excuse me, that, no, it's not here. For you to get sam.gov registered. It's just a guide. It's a guide that I want you to use because if you know about sam.gov, it's overwhelming. It is overwhelming. It took me about 2 weeks to fully go through my registration, and I wish I had this. So I'm put this in the chat. So for anyone that is going to have that is ready or will be getting ready to register with Sam, this is a guide. I suggest that you have 2 devices up, maybe the walkthrough on your phone, and then you actually registering for Sam on your desktop or your laptop. You're going to stop and pause so you can do everything that it tells you in the video and then go back to it. And then one piece of advice, remember, If you do not know the answer, it is okay to put zero. Nine times out of ten, a lot of the questions asked is not for us because we're brand new. We're brand spanking new. So you're going to register with Sam first. Once you register for Sam, you have to wait anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. They're going to give you a UEI number and a cage code. You have to wait to get the cage code. Once you get the cage code, that is when you can only register for dibs. Sam is a prerequisite to dibs. The first question in registering on dibs, they're going to tell you ask you what's your cage code. And if you don't have it, you cannot register for dibs. So I tell everyone, once you're done with 11 and once you've done with sam.gov and you're waiting for your UEI and your cage code, go register for your state. You can register for contracts with your state, your city, and your county. There is levels to government contracting. There's federal, then there's non-federal, but there's still government contracts. Contracts that are on the state are not going to be on SAM. Contracts that are on SAM won't be on your state. So how do you find your state contracts or your procurement site? So for example, every state, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to put your state name, then you're going to put the word bids behind it. So if you're in California, you're going to put California bids. If you're in Texas, you're going to put Texas bids. You have to put the bids behind there, and this is how you find the site that has contracts. So I already know that this is the site for California bids. I'm only going here because every site is going to be slightly different on where to locate these different opportunities. Here it is. All right, so this is the state site. You're going to register first. You're going to register first. After you registered, some sites, California is one of the sites that allows you to get certified as a small business owner. Not every state is going to require that, or you even have the ability. If you see it, then get certified for small business. Once you do that, you can start search, but you can still look to see what opportunities is in your area. For the state of California, it's usually around 350 to 400 different contracts that stays posted. I want to say almost every day. Every day is a contract getting posted, and then it's usually about 350 to 400. The site is acting weird, and it tends to act like that. I've noticed that during prime time, these government sites are crap. So if it's like daytime or even in the evening time when a lot of people is on there, it doesn't work. So a lot of times when I'm looking for contracts, I'm either looking early in the morning or late at night because this happens often. You'll get really upset. So this is how you look for um procurement sites, bidding sites in your state. You're going to put your state name, then you're going to put the word bids behind it in the search engine. If you're looking for your county, you're going to put your county name, then you're going to put bids behind it. If you're looking for a city, you're going to put your city name, then you're going to put bids behind it. This is how you find contracts on every different level. Why is this important? Because at any time you can get locked out. At any time you can get locked out. Right now, I can't bid on any sam.gov because I'm going through re-registration and they're having an issue with approving me. Mind you, I've been registered with Sam over like 4 years. So why is that I'm telling you this? Because now I can't bid on anything on Sam. But guess what? I can bid on my state. I can bid over there or my city or my county. So this is why I want you to at least get registered with at least two government sites. Because if one is down, one locks you out. I get locked out on dibs at least once a month. If you know dibs, you know it just happens. And then you have to update your password like every 4 to 6 weeks. And that password is about 20 characters that they want you to create. But nonetheless, this is why I tell you all to make sure that you at least register for SAM and then at least your state. At least your state. But this is your get contract ready checklist. Everyone should be working on this. Um, Let me go back to the questions because I know there's a bunch of questions. Do you sell the Lab Academy by itself? Yeah, so the Lab Academy by itself is 297 a year or lifetime. I can't change a year, but it's lifetime. I don't want to deal with a monthly and the fulfillment and all that stuff. So I just said one price, lifetime access, the end. But yes, if you just want the 297, the Lab Academy is 297. But I suggest, if you do get the 297, it also comes with a ticket to the 5-day challenge. So whether you get a ticket to the 5-day challenge, a platinum ticket, you get the Lab Academy. If you get the Lab Academy 2.0, you also get a ticket to the 5-day challenge, the platinum ticket. The platinum ticket. I don't see Affirm as my option for payment again. Let me see. Let me look. I'm gonna put this in the chat so I can open it. I see Affirm. Use the Stripe one because I also put my website on here that has the 5-day challenge, but I just put it in the chat again. Use the Stripe link and it should be here. Tanya says, "Hello, Leela. Please grant me access to 5-day challenge. I'm Tanya that purchased a platinum ticket, never got access to an email error on my end. Just a reminder. Tanya, I need your email. So if you can do me a favor, send me an email to this email address, and I'll do it right now. Send it to me and I'll make sure you have access before we get off of it. I feel like was we emailing, Tanya? Because if we were, I thought I sent you two emails. Thought I sent you two emails. Okay. You said what time is the 5-day challenge? So the challenge is going to start at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single day. If you are a platinum and VIP ticket holder, then that part will start at 5:30. So even if you're platinum or VIP, everyone starts at 4. The extra call, remember I said there's 3 extra calls for VIP and platinum, that's going to start after the 5-day daily sessions. So 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern for everyone, and then for VIP and platinum, you get additional time and that's going to start around 5:30. It just depends on how long my daily sessions run. If I there are sometimes I go 2 hours on my daily sessions, and after that we'll go to VIP and platinum. The Stripe link is for 37, not other option. Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. I just put it in the chat and then let me open it up so I can see what you're saying. You're saying the 37, it's right here on mine. 37, Affirm Afterpay. This is Klarna. And if you're having problems, I would say open it up in a new browser. See if you can copy it. Yeah, you can copy it and open it up in a new browser. Sometimes the options don't show on everybody's page, and I don't know why. That's not me. That's an error on Stripe. Okay. I want the 297, but it's not giving me the option. You have to click in the chat. I just put 3 options. 37, 97, 297. When you click the 297, which I just did, 297, boom. Here, let me add it again in the chat. Okay, I added in the chat right now. All right, let me get back into questions. So first, let me do this first because I see some people that just got in, and in case y'all want to go, I want to make sure that you are inside the community. So remember, if you okay, Lynette, I just seen your email. I'm gonna answer it just shortly. If you are buying the platinum ticket or have the platinum ticket, you're going to get access to this community. And I'm giving it to you all for free, right? You don't have to pay $297 twice. Once you're in this community, I'm going to be in the community tab right here, commenting, letting you all know the 5 day challenge has started. Here's a Zoom link for platinum. Here's a Zoom link for general admission. It will be somewhere in here. So you don't have to rely on an email from me, even though I'm gonna send you all an email. But once you're inside this community, this is the easiest way where you'll be able to access everything. So if you're a 297 platinum ticket holder, I'm gonna put you in here, which I'm about to do for like a couple of people right now because I know that just got in, and I want to make sure that you understand where everything is at. Let me go back here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go back to the chat. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So the first person I'm about to add to the community is Ben KBG. Okay, so I just sent this an email. Check for an email from school, SKOOL. Once you receive that email from school, it's gonna ask you to register, meaning like put your name, put your email, I think a phone number. Excuse me. Once you click submit, then you will be in this community right here. Then you'll be in this community right here. Um, so go ahead and check your email for from somewhere from school. SKOOL. Then I have another email. All right, let's do another email. Oops. Dimples. Please check your email for school so you can get access to the school community. Remember, this is only for platinum. I did just see someone else got in for general admission. Keep in mind, general admission, you just get access to the class. You don't get homework, and then you do not get access to the lab academy. Just wanted to make sure I'm clear and transparent. I don't want you to be like, I thought this was the case. But who is this? Who is this? Let me get your name. Is it Shanta? Congratulations. I just see that you got a ticket, and I'm about to send you email confirmation right now. Please be patient with me. I'm so sorry. Because I don't like doing this afterwards. And I don't want you to be like, oh, I should have got it during class. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go back to Q&A session. Because I do see a lot of questions you're answering. I'm not skipping them. I'm gonna answer everything. I just want to make sure everybody got their email. What is this? General admission. Okay, Shanta. Let's do this again. Um, Shanta, make sure I just sent you an email right now. Go to the bottom of that email once you open it and receive it. I'm just gonna have you join a Telegram group. For general admission, you're gonna need the Telegram group for easy access to be able to click the link to join every single day for the challenge and get reminders. So make sure that you join it. But I also in that email gave you the information for you to be able to join Zoom from that email, from the email. I just like to have a backup. I like to have an email plus Telegram just in case you have questions as well. Um, did I already say this one? Wait, Dimples, you did not get in. I thought you got in, Dimples. Where are you at? After 3 days ago. Okay, let's go back here. I've seen a couple more people got in. I got you, Shanta. Hold on. This is confusing me. Okay, congratulations, Jessica, for getting in. You just got a platinum ticket. Let me give you access to the school community. Okay, go ahead. And then please check um your email. Let me I think that was it. I think I got everybody. Ben KBG. I got you, Shanta. Okay, I think I'm good. If you have not received the email and you got a ticket, put your email in the chat, please. Okay, let me go back to questions because I see a lot of questions here. Did you see my platinum ticket also? I just sent an email, Lynette. I'm set up using the firm. Let me see. Let me see. Lynette. Can you put your email address in here, Lynette? Because I can't find you with your name. Shanta says, Leila, how do I purchase a virtual assistant, please, from China? I don't purchase from China. I purchase from what is it I said? Online Jobs PH. I use this because they're in the Philippines. You have to sign up and you can do the free. I usually do pro. I usually do pro because I can be able to post jobs immediately. When you free, they make you wait 2 days to post. 2 days. 69 you can do right now. Mind you, I only pay once. I usually find my VA within 30 days or several VAs and then I just cancel. I've gotten the service about 3 times because when I'm ready to find a VA, I'll get it. And then I'll just cancel it. Now, granted, you can use the free. I just don't like the free because I was over there trying to get max applications because like right here you only can get 15 applications per job and then you have to what you get 200 over here. But this is what I used in order to post my job. This is where you post. And this is a bunch of Philippines, like job source. This is where you find all the VAs. You're welcome. Um, you said I used to post job. Oh yeah. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Shanta, you said you used to post jobs. Okay, Tanya. Wait, hold on. Let me do one at a time. You said where I go? I'm setting up a firm. Let's do Lynette. Let's do Lynette first. So Lynette, you need access. Come on now. Cancel. Stop. Don't say. Come on now. Okay. Let me get you Lynette. Okay, so Lynette, let me put your email into here and then go ahead and check for an email from school, Lynette. Now, Shanta says, how do I purchase? Okay, I already answered that question. Shanta, I think I just sent you an email. Because you just got a ticket, a general admission ticket, I think. Did I? Yep, I just sent you an email right now. Shanta. Please verify that you got that. And then Damon, I'm sorry. Let's go back here. Okay, Damon, I'm sorry. Let me go over here. I'm on the wrong page. All right, please check your email. Tanya. Tanya. Tanya, refresh my memory. I feel like I told you you can come in for this challenge because you missed last challenge. Is that correct? Is that correct? Perfect. I see my memory's good. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in here now, Tanya. Please check your email. Damon, I just sent that to you. Shanta says, thanks, you're welcome. I said, Damon, I fixed it. I'm sorry. I fixed it. I fixed it before. Damon, not Damien. I got you, bro. George says, I just got a platinum. Congratulations. Let me grab your name. Give me a second. Let me put this over here. Boom. I got too much stuff on my screen. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Please check George. George, welcome to the community and grabbing your ticket. Please check an email from school. Did you see my platinum ticket also? I sent the email. Let me see. I feel like I answered that. I think I'm reading something. Oh, Damon says yes, I got it. Darlene says I just got platinum. Woo woo. Okay, let me grab. I feel like I need two screens. Okay. I see Dimples. Okay, I see you. You got in. Congrats. Let me add you. And then do we get the recording because I'll be at work when the challenge begins. Excuse me, not J. This is GB. When you get a platinum ticket, you will have lifetime access to the challenge recordings. So yes, because I think you got a ticket. I think you got platinum. Okay, let me go back because I feel like I missed. What else? Roxy girl, congratulations. Who is this? I don't know emails. Who is this? Danielle, welcome to the community. I'm going to add you next. Please check out school, please. Check her email from school. Um, did I get you, George Bruce? I'm just gonna send it again because I don't know. I'm gonna send it again just to make sure. And then we have um Jessica, I got you. Or Jesse. Jesse. All right, check an email. D says just got it. Thanks. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm about to go back to answering questions. Let me just make sure everyone that got in. Okay, I think we're good right now. Okay, so let me go back down. And thank you so much for school ad. Excited. I started having hope again this week. You're welcome, Lynette. Thank you for your help. You're welcome, D. You're welcome. Lynette also says online, I refound Um, give me 1 second, Chantel, and I'll have you come up. Online, I refound an offer of yours, 27 medical courier class, upgrade, $17 scripts. Is this more in depth for today's class or just more structured, perhaps? So that what you're talking about is the medical courier starter kit. And I offered that. It's supposed to go in line with everything we talked about in class today. It gives you a jump. Here, let me open it. I want to show you. It gives you a jump start for anyone that's like, hey, um, here, let me open it up so I can be able to speak on it on screen. There it goes. Okay, so this is the medical courier starter kit plus the scripts and all that other stuff. But ultimately, it's supposed to go in conjunction to what we learned in class. So, for example, we went over how to make money with our car. So this ebook number 2, that's exactly what it shares. Just a little bit more in depth, how to make money with your car. Then ebook 1 is how to get private contracts in your business name. Because I know a lot of people just, don't have time for the class, to do everything that's in the class. So I give you a quicker blueprint so you can be able to get the results you want. And then number 3 ebook is the medical supply ebook playbook because it has video in there as well. That's more for government contracting. Then I also give the bonus. I give a lead list. Now, this is included in the 5 day challenge. This is probably the only thing that's included in the 5 day challenge. But remember, you have to get a VIP or platinum in order to get the lead list. It also has an app list. I have over almost 150 apps on here. So if you're like, hey, I don't know what apps is available, then this is like an app list for you. Then it also gives you the certification bonuses, where you find where you're going to get your HIPAA, your bloodborne pathogen, and then I also have a bonus checklist of the field inspections. Remember the field inspections? I think I have like 25, 30, for you to be able to add and take pictures with your phone of, like, let's just say buildings, houses, landscaping. I had it to where everything that we talked about in class, I give you a full list of leads along with ebooks. So if you're like, hey, I'd rather do that than take the challenge, I gave that as an option. But if you're like, hey, I want to do this in conjunction with the challenge, you can do that as well. But it's overall for you to be able to start making money with your car and then also learn about the other different areas and avenues a little bit more in depth than we went in class. Because the medical supply and the private contracting, I couldn't do all of that in class today because my medical supply alone is like 3 hours because there's like a lot of details in that, and I want to make sure that by the end, that's why I put in the challenge. By the end or the ebook, you'll know exactly how to actually find medical supply contracts with the government, how to negotiate, how to price, and then how to bid. But if you're like, hey, I don't want the medical supply and you want more hands-on, I suggest that you just take the challenge. And then right now, I want to bring up Shanta. Can you unmute, Shanta? Did I ask you to unmute? Did I do it right? Did I do it right?
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I think I can.
So,
You cut out a little bit.
your class, grandfathered in. I'm jealous
Okay.
because this class is lifetime. So when you first
Wait, say
started,
that
this is like
again.
my third class signing up. Can you hear me?
Now I can. You said this is your third time signing up?
Yes. So I want to let everybody know, don't be afraid because you're gonna get a lot of people say don't purchase. You can get all this on YouTube. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of homework. So you got to do the homework. So life has been life. So I'm relocating because I my mom is battling breast cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I need money. But I had started, like, I think it was your first class. It was in June of, what was it, 24
Okay.
class. doing this challenge where you had everything set up. Can you remember?
You're cutting out.
When was your first class? Like this big class like this?
Mm-mm.
Your
Like
very first one, you was real nervous because
21,
like
21. You talking about way back then?
yeah, yeah, it was 21 because you had this I don't want to say, stereotype, but a white guy. He was like narrating with you. So he was like helping you set it up. So
I was
she's been doing this
24,
for a
but that
long time.
wasn't
She
my
knows
first.
a lot. So if she sounds like she's irritated, it's not that. She listen and do what you want, what she's asking you to do, and just do it. So it's a good class and it's good information. The only reason why I'm not making money is because me being lazy. So it's available and it's a legit class.
But thank you
So
so much, Shanta.
so
This is a year.
yes, so I did $37 because life been life and I'm relocating and I know this is where I can make a whole bunch of money and but I just need to do my part. And then so every time you get in the class, don't have any funds. But like I said, I at the time when you first started, you didn't offer the lifetime. So like now, when you purchase two, it's a lifetime, and you didn't offer that to me. So that's what I said. I didn't be grandfathered in because I'm jealous.
I got you, boo.
But I'm gonna upgrade on Tuesday
No
to the
need.
297.
Just check your email. You're good.
Okay. All
And
right.
check it
Thank
for
you.
school. Check it. You're welcome. Check it for school.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
I'm putting
okay.
you in here.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. I want a testimonial from
Bye
you
bye.
this year, though.
Okay. I gotta give a testimonial.
I
I'm gonna
just
try to
see
do
you
my work
doing
this
it.
time.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Um,
I
thank
don't
you
know how
so,
to
so
close it
much.
out.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Okay. Lynette says, thank you, Shanta. I appreciate your testimonial. I do too. Can you give me the link for the other class you just mentioned, please? Greg says, can I give him a link to the other class? So what that was, if I'm not mistaken, that's not a class. That was a gig not gig government already. It was a medical courier starter kit. And so if you want the starter kit, that is only I think $27 for the starter kit. Hold on, let me bring it up. Where is it at? Yes, are you talking about this right here? This is a starter kit. If you're interested in that, then you can go to my stand store and grab it because it's $27. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, and that's this right here. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Excuse me. Okay, I put that in the chat. Glad I asked. I'll get them. Thanks. It's just sounding all the same when we're newbies, Lynette. I would suggest, Lynette, I just want to add this. If you join the challenge, I don't think that you need the medical courier starter kit. Just because it's not the same, but you get so much more with the challenge. I think the actual starter kit is not as good as a challenge, but if you are like, hey, I want, everything, I think you get more value and more bang for your buck if you go get the challenge. But if you all are like, nope, I just want to invest $27 and take what we did in class today, and that's it and that's all, you can do that as well. I have Kendall said I just got a job with Job Corps. They're paying $21 an hour, and I'm looking for on demand. That's what's up. $21 an hour is not too bad. Where can we purchase a domain again? So let me put this again in the chat. is that I gave you the checklist, so it has everything. So on the checklist to get contract ready, on number one, this is where you go to buy your domain. It's Google. It was originally Google domains, but it's now Squarespace. They got bought out now. But you can go get domains from other areas. I just like Google and just having everything in one spot. That's just a preference, but I'm gonna put get contract ready checklist so you can download the checklist and have it later. What time does the challenge start? Tony says. So for everyone, it starts at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then for Platinum and VIP for the additional Q&A times, that's going to start right after the general admission. We won't do it Monday and Tuesday, but we'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the extra classes because generally Monday and Tuesday you guys are just learning everything, so you don't have a lot of questions. So I said I'm going to make it more valuable by doing extended for the last 3 days because sometimes the classes are long and I can't answer everything in one session. So if I have to go longer on those days, I will. D says it's a platinum 297 a year or a lifetime. A lifetime. Um, Benedict. Did I say that right? I have two questions. I purchased a medical courier starter kit, but it was missing the ebook. Do you offer, okay, so Benedict, can you put your email in the chat and I will I'll give you a new link right now. And then do you offer services where you can train the VA for us? If so, when will it be available and when will we know that it's available? So this is a question that I get often. I will have more information on that after either next week or after next week. Because I just don't want to say just yet because I haven't committed. But for the most part, yes, I'm going to have that as a service. I just don't know if it's going to be one or two options. One option being I find the VA for you, I train the VA for you, and you will pay me a price. And then now you have to continuously pay the VA. Or it could be I find the VA, I pay the VA, and then you will be paying still a price. But then if you're like, hey, I want to continuously have it to where you train, then we'll have a price where you can pay monthly, excuse me, weekly for the VA plus for me to be able to train. But I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be one or both because it's just me and the VA, and I don't want to commit to too much and then have to back out and be like, nah, I can't do this. But for sure, I know I am going to at least find the VA for you and then train them to make sure at the end of the day, once you get them, they'll know exactly what it is that they need to be doing when it comes to bidding or finding contracts or whatnot. If there's something specific that you want done, especially if you're like, hey, I only want to do medical supplies or only want to do a medical courier or the service side, you have to let me know so that VA can get trained. But for the most part, what I do with the VAs is that they have to take my 5 day challenge. And then they also have to come to anything that I do platinum, VIP, extra, so that they can learn. And then I take another day after they ran through everything, and it's like I quiz them, I test them. I'll give them a task for them to do, and normally the task is something that they already learned, and this is me just testing them to make sure that they know how. And then I have a Q&A session for them to be able to ask me questions as if I'm actually mentoring one of you all. I just do it with a VA. But yes, I will be offering that. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. Okay, let me send this to you. And then the medical courier starter kit. Okay. Go ahead and check your email. Hold on, let me send it. Okay, check your email and open it and let me know if you're still having problems. If not, I'll send it to you individually to your email. So the platinum starts at 7. I'm located in Indianapolis. Um, are you East Coast? Because if you're East Coast, then yes, 7. I'm just not sure if Indianapolis is considered East or East Coast or like mountain, but I don't think that's mountain. I think it's East Coast. So if it's East Coast, then 7 p.m., yes. And remember, if you're platinum or VIP, that is something in addition to. You still are going to take the 5-day challenge, the general admission. You still have access to that. What's the difference from VIP and platinum is the added stuff that I'm giving you. So you're still going to come in at 4 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern to start the general admission. You'll just have additional perks, additional mentorship calls as well. Are you going to get the email reminders for the class or the challenge? Yes, D. So for anyone that is platinum, you're going to get reminders in the community, and I'm also going to send you an email to remind you. So if you're the platinum, I'm going to be tomorrow, bright and early for the most part. I'm gonna be telling you all somewhere here saying, hey, class starts at 4 p.m. Here's the Zoom links for for general, and it starts at this time. I'll let you know when the platinum and VIP additional calls will happen in here. Mind you, for only platinum. For VIP, excuse me, for general admission, or even VIP, then you need to access the Telegram group. You already have that because when I sent the confirmation email at the bottom, it'll say join the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group because that is when I'll be posting everything that says the times, the reminders, and then the Zoom link so you can access everything. And then remember, if it's like 3 o'clock, do not wait till 4 or the start time of class tomorrow. And you have not received what the confirmation or anything, email me info at Lab Group Inc. Email me. Do not DM me. Do not DM me on Instagram. You're gonna be mad because you're gonna be talking to a bot. I don't know if you answered my question about having a recording because most of the time I'll be at work. Please, ma'am. GB, I believe you got the platinum. If you just verify if you have the platinum, you will have lifetime access to the 5-day challenge. Everyone who purchased the platinum will have lifetime access to the 5-day challenge. If you purchase the 37 or 97, I do have an option where you can just pay um, for lifetime access. And the reason why I changed it is because I felt like a lot of people weren't able to excel in the 5-day challenge as much as I wanted them to because they did not have the recordings. And before, I didn't give everyone access um, um, lifetime is because I wanted to make sure that you all committed. And I felt like if I gave you an end date where the classes will end and you can't have access, then you'll be more prone to do what you need to do. And that's not the case for everybody. You know, it's life, it's a 9 to 5, it's family. So I just said, now I want to have an option for you to be able to have access unlimited. So for the platinum, it comes with your ticket purchase. But for VIP and general admission, if you want to upgrade later on in the week next week so you can get the recordings forever, then that's an option. But for you, GB, you got the platinum, so you're in there. You're in there, and then also remember you also have access to the Lab Academy. So even when you have questions and you're rewatching it, then you can come here and get direct assistance and help from me as well as the community and not have to feel like you're alone. So hopefully that's better. Sorry, I sent the wrong email. The correct one is okay, I got you. Let me do it right now. Let me do that right now. Okay, go ahead and check. I got you. Go ahead and check. I just sent it. D says, thanks. You're welcome, Tony. You're welcome, D. Okay, thank you. I purchased the platinum. Also, don't have the link to the Telegram and the email you sent. GB, if you do not have the access to the Telegram group, I will also give that to everyone inside of the Lab Academy tomorrow. It's just easier, especially with just me and a VA, for me to give platinum access to everyone inside the Lab Academy. It's just so much easier because this is where our community is. This is where we're staying at, and in even some instances, you don't even need the platinum Telegram group because you have this. This is better than the platinum Telegram group, but I will give you all that tomorrow. And then I have a bonus too for the platinum. I have a bonus that I'm going to give you um a branding kit that's going to be inside the classroom here. But I'll have more information on that tomorrow. All right, so let me go back and answer questions. I don't want to keep answering questions as people are gone. Let me know if I did not answer your question, and I will answer it now because I do see a lot of people have left, and I don't want to just be answering it and they're not there. Um, Everybody got access that purchase. That's what I want to know. Does everybody at least got an email address or in the Lab Academy? That's the biggest question that I have. Um, Let me make sure you're in here, Shanta. Yep, you're in here. Let me go to the bottom. Yes, thank you. Okay, yes, yes. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, any other questions? Anybody want to come up and talk instead of putting it in the chat? So as a recap, let's just recap one more time. I'm gonna put my email in here so you can be able to ask me questions. When I get off, I'm going to be going through the email within an hour and making sure I answer everyone that already sent me an email. I want to answer that. I know there was a couple of people that wanted to talk to me and not as a group. So make sure that you email me info@labgroupinc. Tomorrow, I will update the Telegram group for general admission and VIP. So they have the links. You should have already been emailed, but I will do it twice. And then for everyone that's platinum, you're going to get everything you need inside this community because I'm going to create it here and it'll be posted here. I will also give you an email as well. Inside for the platinum, I will be giving you the homework. If you got VIP, I will send you homework individually as well because VIP has homework and Platinum has homework. But know that everything will be in here. And then for everyone else, it'll be inside the Telegram group. Okay, I see your message, Lynette. I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer you, Lynette. I see you have. Wait, are you in the community? Lynette, are you still in here? Can you unmute Lynette?
That email's fine. It's for later. It has nothing to do with the class.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that she
Sorry,
was
we're
in.
good. Appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. I think we should be all good then. Everyone is in. What's the YouTube link? It is my name, which is Leela_Brown. Oops, let's go here. If you put in Leela_Brown, this is me right here. If you go to the live tab, this is where this live is sitting. So you can be able to rewatch it later. Any other questions? You're welcome. Any other questions before we get out of here? Thank you for everyone being so patient. We've been here for 3 hours. It don't even feel like it. When I talk business, time just flies. Good night, Shanta. Thank you for everyone for joining me. I'm super excited. Tomorrow is challenge week. And yes, let's get it. Let's work on any homework that you can get started, which is getting your business contract ready. We'll go over it a little bit more tomorrow. But yes, if you have any other questions, email me and I will see you tomorrow. The Lab Academy calls, are they recorded, Lynette? Yes, all calls are recorded inside the Lab Academy. If you go to the classroom section and you go to Zoom right here, you can even watch the replays from the previous weeks. And then every time we have a new one, I upload it here. So that is classroom, and then that is where all the courses and trainings sit. So anyone that got into here, please familiarize yourself. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up or even go here in the community tab and post your questions. I suggest you post them in here is because I have something under the leaderboards where you can get um, extra individual templates for free once you go to the next level. And how you go to the next level is by commenting, liking, posting, and then you get to unlock different things that that I don't necessarily sell, especially the medical supply bundle. I haven't been selling that. The bed pricing sheet, I haven't been selling that. Writing government proposals, I just have it to where you unlock different things. But this is going to change in the next 30 days. I like to change it every couple of months to give people new incentives and new levels that they can unlock. Oh, I got a little tongue tied. But I just wanted to make sure you know that with the leaderboards and just familiarize yourself with the community. You can go to the classroom section and start here and watch like a little 15-minute video so it can tell you a better overview, a full overview of what the community entails. Then I also have an affiliate program. You can earn 30% when you refer people into the community. And I think that's a cool way for you to be able to get back your investment as well. So you have the affiliate program, you have the Courier ebook, and then or you can just start making money with your car, getting contracts where you can be able to receive some money back on what you invested in initially. You're welcome, One Pot. Lynette says, beautiful. Awesome, awesome. Well, I'll let everyone go. Go ahead and finish enjoying the rest of your night. If you are applying for any medical career contracts, you can get to it tonight because remember tonight is Sunday night. And then as well as tomorrow, I want you to apply, especially if you want to get contracts with your car and start driving. If you do not, forget what I just said. And I'll see you in the challenge tomorrow. All right, have a good night. Thank you so much. Have a blessed and beautiful night. Thank you so much, Tony, and everyone else. Do the same. Do the same. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, peace.